Library Out Loud updates you all about the fun and interesting things going on in the Spokane County Library District. Sponsored by STCU and the Spokane County Library District.
Good morning and welcome to Library Out Loud. I'm Jane Baker with the Spokane County Library District. Joining me today is Dana Menino. Hello, Dana.
Hello.
Dana is education and enrichment librarian, also with the County Library District, and just an all-around awesome person to join me on the podcast this morning. So today we are talking about a couple programs that you've been working on, Dana, some very important programs. And one of them, we're going to get right into this, is an online, of course, all these programs are online right now, a health workshop on depression and anxiety. Boy, is that the topic these days. People are really struggling with that. And this is a great online program that we have coming up. So first of all, the program's going to be in English and in Spanish, two separate programs. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And they are being led by a psychiatric nurse practitioner. So it's not library staff leading this. We have an expert in the field who will be leading this, correct?
That's correct.
Tell us, first of all, it is, if I'm saying their name right, Damaris?
Damaris, yes.
Damaris Aragon. Do I have it correct on the name of the person? Okay. And he is a psychiatric nurse practitioner. She. Okay.
Yes.
Tell me about Damaris and what she does.
Well, this was a lovely program. It came about because Damaris came to our program, our Posadas program last December, and I met her there, and we were discussing how she could offer her services to the library. And we planned way back in December that this summer we would do a workshop on a couple of different health workshops, and this one in particular on depression and anxiety. And then COVID hit. And it was funny, this was the only program left standing. All my other presenters couldn't do things online, but Damaris said, I can. I do telemedicine all the time. In fact, she would have been here today, except that she's with patients from very early in the morning until late at night. Sometimes I get phone calls from her at 8 or 10 because that's when her patients are finally done talking. So we can tell there's a really big need for this right now. So as depression and anxiety became more relevant due to COVID, I called her and said, could you do this in English as well? We had planned the Spanish workshop, and she said, of course I can. So we're very happy to offer this to both populations in our user group.
So in these times of COVID, more people are experiencing a lot of anxiety around health and all kinds of things that are going on in the world right now, and depression. So is this program for your everyday person who might be thinking, oh, I'm feeling a little stressed about this? Is that who this program is for?
We're trying to target people who are experiencing more stress, and now they're wondering, at what point do I need to get a professional involved to help me manage my emotions? I think especially, well, in any illness, but especially in mental health, there's a period where we sort of sort out, is this serious enough for me to need help? Am I just being a big baby? When you're kind of at that crossroads, trying to figure out what your next step should be, and trying to trust yourself. So this is a workshop aimed for people who are experiencing a different kind of mental state than they've experienced before. They're wondering if they could label it anxiety or depression, and what goes into those labels. And then once they've kind of have an idea of a diagnosis, where might they turn for help, and what does help look like? Anxiety often revolves around unknowns. So one of the hard things about mental health is that there are so many unknowns when you go to get help. And Damaris will be trying to make some of those unknowns knowns instead, so you can understand how the process works, how to find out if your insurance covers mental health. Where do you go first? A doctor, a nurse, a counselor? What's the difference between the three? So this is entry-level information for people who feel like something's going on in their mental state, but feel kind of lost about what to do next or how to describe it.
Great, great. So entry level, so anyone who has never experienced any kind of mental health issues, or at least that they know of before, but they're feeling this way now, it's a good place to get some answers. That's awesome. So it is an online program, and it is through the library district. So when are the programs? We have the English and the Spanish. Dates on those? Do you have those?
I do, yes. So the Spanish program will take place Monday evening, July 13th.
Okay.
The English language will take place the following Monday evening, July 20th. And these will take place over Zoom. So you'll need to register on the library's website, and then you will receive a link so that you can join us on the call. There's a nice level of anonymity that Zoom can provide for you. If you would like to get this information but don't really want to tell the world that you're looking for it, it's okay to sign in and change your name to anonymous. It's okay to leave your camera off. It's okay to ask your questions in chat. But it's really nice to have a live person there who can answer your specific questions for you, even if you don't really want to reveal your identity yet. It's sad that there's still a stigma around mental illness, but if you're feeling that stigma, we want to make sure you can still get information.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So that sounds great. So I'm assuming the program starts with a bit of a presentation and then opens up for questions and answers from there?
Yes, and every participant will receive a patient education packet, just like you would if you were having kind of your first visit with Damaris at her office. And we have those packets available in Spanish and also in English. So those PDFs will be mailed to you, and you'll have some authoritative information from experts to take home and review later on. And that includes some symptom descriptions that you can use as a bit of a self-screening tool to decide if you're ready to take steps to get professional help.
And do those does that information come before the program, or does that come after the program? Is it something that you have to do ahead of time, or?
No, there's no homework to get done in advance. I haven't asked Damaris if she would prefer that I email people as they register or then after. My guess is that to make sure people don't lose it, I'll probably send it out both times.
Not a bad idea. So that's great. So go to scld.org and then you register. It's a Zoom thing. It can be totally anonymous if you want, and change your name, leave your camera off so you can just listen, and also ask questions through chat. So it is a Zoom meeting. And again, that was Monday, July 19th.
July 13th for Spanish, 6 p.m.
Okay.
July 20th for English, again at 6 p.m.
Got it. And how long is the program if it starts at 6 p.m.?
We've scheduled it out for 2 hours in case we have a long time for questions. But the presentation itself will certainly be a manageable Zoom-sized chunk.
Okay, great. Thank you for those dates. I usually have those, and the screen when it came up there wasn't clear to see. I don't know if that was just on my end or for everyone. Again, that's Monday, July 13th, and again on July 20th, 6 to 8 p.m. scld.org is the place to go. You register online, and then you will receive an email back with the information to log into the Zoom meeting on those dates. And the program is live, and that's very important stuff. Is there a limit on how many people can be in the program?
We have it set at 20 right now to keep it manageable, but you know,
Mhm.
the last time I had a program set at 20 and we started getting up to those 18 and 19, I just bumped it up because sometimes we have no shows. So I would
Mhm.
register now so you don't forget. I would register now so you don't talk yourself out of it later. But I wouldn't worry about space filling up. If you decide the day before that you really should have registered, come back. I bet we'll let you in.
Mhm. And again, it is entry level. So if you've been home, like for example, I have, and I know Dana, you have too, been
Yeah.
working from home since March. And when we first were sent home, that's kind of a weird way to say it, but we thought it was going to be for a month, and we'd be
Mhm.
back and kind of back to semi-normal at least by May, and here we are in July, and it is kind of dragging on people. It's like, where can I go? This is the 4th of July is this weekend, and we were just talking about this before the program. What can I do? Where can I go? It's not like it used to be, and that's having an impact. So this program is perfect timing, and it's great. I hope a lot of people are able to register and get some questions answered, and feel better about where they are and things. So great job putting this program together for us. And any final words you want to say about the depression and anxiety workshop? Again, in English and in Spanish.
Mhm. Yep, I just
Okay.
encourage people to come and check it out. I had the great fortune to grow up in a family that had a very positive attitude about seeking mental health from assistance from professionals. But I know that not everybody has that. So I just want to reassure everyone that it doesn't mean you're a special kind of crazy or you're one of those people. If you have to go and get help, this is just like getting your teeth cleaned or any other normal health thing. Your brain is also part of your body, and I just encourage you to take care of yourself in that way too. And yeah, take the leap.
Excellent advice. Thank you, Dana. And we're going to take a break here in a few minutes, and you're going to hang in there with us, and we're going to come back and talk about another important program that you've taken the lead on, and that is learning circles and discussions around race and cultural diversity. So it's super important topics today. So hang in there with us, Dana. We'll be right back. We're going to take a break on Library Out Loud, and we'll see you on the other side.
What? You haven't been to the library lately? Stop in today and see that the library is more than books. Spokane County Library District facilities feature on-site technology, including Wi-Fi, computers, and printers, as well as free use of meeting rooms. The Library District offers events and programs for all ages, from story times to career development and employer classes to Social Security workshops. Our staff is well trained and happy to help. Find out more about your library at scld.org.
I'm Jade Becker, and I'm a senior at Chewelah High School. I'm at STCU's Money Live event. In this scenario that we played today, I was a realtor. My spouse was a city worker. We had an 11-month-old child, and there was a lot of spending for that child, like diapers and formula, and had to buy toys and clothing. I'm very glad that I had this experience. It was super helpful. You need this to get far and ahead in life. I'm Jade Becker, and STCU is here for good.
And welcome back to Library Out Loud. I'm Jane Baker with Spokane County Library District. Joining me today is Dana Menino, Education and Enrichment librarian, also with the district. And Dana's been doing some great work, putting together some awesome programs, very important programs. And another one of them that she's been working on is what we're calling learning circles. And we'll talk about learning circles here as well, but a particular learning circle on race and cultural diversity, a very important topic, especially at the forefront of people's minds right now. So welcome, Dana. Thanks for hanging in there with me on the program. Let's talk quickly about what a learning circle is before we get into what our topic is. So a learning
Sure.
circle, start with that.
Okay.
Programs that we have
Learning
started
circle.
here at the
Mhm. Learning circles are groups of individuals who are taking an online class together, but miss the camaraderie of having other people taking the class at the same time. So they've enrolled in an online class, but they still want to talk about it with other people who are going through the same thing. So learning circles take advantage of existing online classes that are out there for free. In this case, we're taking one from the University of Illinois. They go over course material on their own time in their own homes, and then we meet periodically with other people who are doing the same thing to talk about what we're learning, and if it's the case that's something you can apply to practice, or just open that discussion up and put kind of the community back in the experience of online learning.
Wow, so that's great. Everybody kind of learns at their own pace on their own, but then they all come together at the same time to discuss. Is that pretty much it? Okay. So the learning circle that you're getting working on now is race and cultural diversity, and this should be an excellent learning circle. Talk about how this is going to work. Who would be interested in this program?
Well, the library always tries to be listening to what people want to learn about, because that's one of our jobs, is to help you learn about what's interesting to you. And right now, not just America, but the whole world is interested in how race has impacted specifically the society in the United States. So we heard that with the death of George Floyd, that people are interested in digging in more deeply to this concept. And so we found this course available, and we're very happy to be able to offer it. The way that it will work is that individuals will register for the library for the Learning Circle. At our very first meeting, we'll show you how to sign up for the online course and kind of walk through the technology together in case anybody is not super confident in that. And then from then on, we will meet regularly for discussions while people do the coursework on their own, as we discussed. People who are interested in this is very much a self-driven course. Learning circles are very kind of learner-driven, very democratic. We'll get together at the beginning and talk about why each learner is interested in the course. As we go through the course, if we notice that the instructor is not touching on a topic we'd hope to learn about, it's fine for us to kind of change directions and go find material about that. So the course would be of most interest to somebody who wants to do some self-directed exploration of race, but wants to get their answers from an expert. And we're very lucky to have in this course a course that was recorded in 2017 by a very good expert. And we're looking forward to sharing that as kind of the start of somebody's exploration in this topic.
That sounds very interesting. So when does it start, and how do you get involved?
Okay, the very first meeting is going to be July 23rd. It's virtual, so we'll be meeting in a Zoom room. Usually learning circles are in person, and as soon as we're allowed to do that again, we will switch back to it. But for the moment, we'll be gathering via Zoom. So to be part of the Learning Circle, you need to sign up on the library's website, and we will send you a link for the Zoom meeting that will happen on Thursday, July 23rd at 7 p.m. And that's when you'll get all the information about how to sign up for the course and other good things like that.
Okay. So you go to scld.org and go to July 23rd on the events calendar and click on that, and you can register, and you'll get the Zoom information will be emailed to you so you can sign up. And then it will also give you the information on the course. And then I'm assuming that you can access all that virtually as well, correct, Dana?
Yes, the course is entirely virtual. It's videos and then also suggested reading. As I said, it was put together at the University of Illinois, Urbana-Champaign. The instructor for the course, we're super excited about this. His name is Dr. James D. Anderson. He is an African American, and he has worked for over 50 years in the field of education for African Americans. He's an expert in education law, so he's seen how race has impacted the experience of getting knowledge for African Americans, and he has served as an expert witness in several federal cases about civil rights, and he has also contributed to many PBS documentaries about race. So we found both an expert and somebody who was accustomed to speaking to the public who may not have much background in this topic. So we're excited to be viewing the videos that he recorded in 2017 about this topic, and then bringing to bear what he talks about to our present day.
So, and then after you get started, you meet occasionally, like once a week, the Learning Circle does. How long do those meetings continue?
So when we looked at the course content for this, we thought it might be a bit to chew on in just 1 week. So we're going to meet every other week to give people the time to fit this in with the rest of their daily lives. So we'll meet every other week. There are 4 weeks built into the course, and as we're taking those every other week, that means that we'll be seeing each other for a while. So we'll meet every other week, beginning July 23rd and ending on September 17th. So it's about an 10-week commitment there? Yeah, because we have that. But again, it's very learner driven. So if we get in the room and we discover that we are zipping through that material in 1 week, well, things might just change. So come to the first meeting and we'll take it whatever direction the learners want to go.
And how large are these circles? How many people will you be in conversation with? Or what is the limit?
An ideal learning circle is somewhere between 8 to 15 people, a small group where we can all share our ideas and get to know each other well enough to establish some trust. Signing up for this learning circle is essentially signing up to talk about something rather uncomfortable once every other week. And you don't want to really do that in a room full of perfect strangers or people that you haven't established some rapport with. So part of that first meeting will be raising our comfort level with one another. And then hopefully we can have a very close-knit, intimate group that can support each other as we learn about something that's very difficult and often painful.
Yes, and there is no charge for this. All programs through the County Library District are at no charge. So this is a great way to learn more about race, cultural diversity, and perhaps yourself.
Yes, and we like the breadth of this course. Right now, our focus in America is thinking about the African American experience of race. The course is a little bit broader. At the time it was recorded, one of the topics in the news was how Americans who practice Islam, Muslim Americans, were being treated, which is a similar topic. He also covers the experience of Asian Americans, Japanese, Chinese. So it's a nice broad course that covers several different experiences, and yes, it can lead to some self-reflection that way.
Great ideas, great programs that you're bringing to the library district in the work you're doing, Dana. Excellent stuff. So again, that is July 23rd is when it starts. Learning Circle on Race and Cultural Diversity, scld.org. You go there, go to our events calendar, and you register for the program, and then all the information is sent to you on how to log in and where to go from there. Excellent stuff, Dana. Is anything else you'd like to say about the program, like of interest to somebody who might be wanting to sign up for it? Or maybe they're on the fence thinking, I don't know if I want to sign up. What do you have to say?
Well, you can always sign up for the first session and then back up. I won't get offended, I promise. um, I'll be taking the course too. I'm going through it right now, so I kind of know what to expect and what's coming in the future. But it's very much a shared learning experience, so I won't be there as an expert. I'll be there as a guide to get through the nuts and bolts of the course. But I'd really encourage people to check it out if you're interested in what you're hearing about on the news. Maybe you reflect on your own life and realize that you haven't heard a lot of voices that came from people of a different race than you. And you're looking for a very concrete way that you can fill that gap. That's certainly a position I found myself in several times over the years. I realized that maybe in my college courses I didn't hear a lot from people of color. And so it's a good, healthy practice. I always try and relate it to my own life. When I grew up, I had a couple things that were different from me from my friends. And I always really appreciated it when my friends came and asked me about those things, instead of getting information about them from other people. So if they wanted to know about my religion or other things like that, I wanted them to come from somebody and ask that information from someone who's living those differences. So having had that experience, I really try and do the same in my own life. So if we want to learn about race, we should go and try and listen to voices of people who have experienced it differently from us. So if that sounds like something you're interested in doing, then please sign up for the Learning Circle and we'll go on that journey together.
Excellent. Thank you so much for doing that. And learning circles are something that we're doing not just for this topic, but it's other topics too. And it's a great way to be introduced to a topic kind of at your own pace, but yet still be able to talk and bounce ideas and thoughts off of other people. So learning circles are something we hope to see a lot more of at the library in the coming months. So great work. Thank you, Dana, for coming on the program again today. Don't forget, she has gotten going on all these wonderful things, including the depression and anxiety workshop, both in Spanish and in English. Those are coming up on Monday, the 13th, July 13th, and again on the July 20th. And then there is the Learning Circle on Race and Cultural Diversity starting on July 23rd. You can register for them all at scld.org. We'll send you the information and we'll go from there. Great. Thank you again, Dana, for joining me, and hope to have you back on the program again sometime, telling us more about the wonderful work you're doing in the community. So again, thank you for joining me. All right.
Happy to be here.
That's Library Out Loud for today. Until next time, I'm Jane Baker, and we'll see you then.
Thanks for watching. Ask the host a question, recommend a guest, or check out any of our other programs on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or SpokaneTalksMedia.com. Sponsored by the Spokane County Library District and STCU.